This conference will now be recorded.
Last class started with we were doing with wire, but if you remember that yesterday's class when we are trying to wire right a method and a class, we were not able to do so. Today we will see one more wire example, and based on that you'll be able to understand how this wire a function or wire a property works. I mean, what exactly is a wire a function, wire a property? Let's see today. Okay, so I'll log in with my credentials, Rupam @lt96.com, password CRM1234 hash. Parallelly, I will open my Visual Code page, VS Code. I'm opening it. Right, two things at a time. Visual Code application I'm opening. So let me wait till it comes. I click on your LWC 98 project. So this will take a little time for it to open and work. Now, yesterday, once again, we tried to create this wire and it was not working. Whereas imperatively, we were able to do that, right? We were able to create a custom object record using imperation. Imperatively, it's working fine. I didn't got the time to look on this. I'll do this today, right? Let's continue the class, right? With today's class, you will get a fair idea how to continue with this issue that we faced yesterday, right? You also will have a good enough of time to do a research why this is not working or how can we make it work, right? So let me go ahead. Let me see Control Shift, right? I go ahead and authorize an org. That's the first thing that I'm doing. Or you can create a Lightning web component and then you can authorize an org. Either way, you can do that. So I'm using an org first. Now, today also see same type of example, right? Where we'll be passing a parameter to a class or a server-side controller. Same thing what we did yesterday, right? So Rupam lt96.com, password CRM1234. Right, authorization successfully done. Now let us do the same, not a full data table, but I'm going to write a server-side controller and passing a parameter using a wire service, right? Whatever we did yesterday, approximately 80%, we will do the same thing. Let me close all the previous one, right? Control Shift P, create a Lightning Web component. I will say LWC underscore 0807 underscore EG1 underscore, right? What I was taking, okay, let me see. What are the names? Am I place? Is it this? Oh, 0706. Okay. Example 1 underscore search. Right? Search contact, CONTACT, search contact, right? Wire, WIRE, wire. Let's go ahead. Search a contact wire. I'm creating an LWC component. Right? One LWC component created. Again, Control Shift P. I create a class. I will say CL underscore 0807 underscore EG1 underscore search CONTS contact WIRE wire. I give the same, right? I go ahead and give the same name. So there we go. By default, system is creating a constructor. I remove it right inside the class. So that's the class public with sharing class name. Now I will say @aura enable. Automatically system creates a method which is good for us. Aura enabled. Public static. It's not a string. I will say it's a list data type. List of what? List of contacts. What is that method name? I will say find contact. This is my method name, find contact. In this method, I'm declaring a parameter. String search key. I'm placing a key here. Right? Now, this is the key that I'll be getting it from the LWC, from the Lightning Web Component using a wire. We will call this class this method. CL08 example1 search contact wire, that's the class name, dot method name. Method name is find contacts. This is what we'll be calling. While we call, we will pass the parameter. Yesterday also we did the same thing. Here inside this, I have an insert account. Yesterday we declared string, L name, phone, 3 variables we declared. Now 1 variable, same phenomenon, or it's the same thing what I'm doing. I will say string, I will say search key, SK, equals to, I'm preparing a string, right? Statement I'm preparing, right? Percentage plus, what were the search key that I get? Plus what? Plus again, here we go. So if I give Rupam percentage, Rupam percentage, that means anywhere percentage, because I'm going to write an SQL statement now. So what I can do, I can go ahead and write return. Directly I'm writing. Or else I can declare a list and then I get that list. List of contact S equals to select name, ID from account where name equals to name like SK, right? So what I'm doing, let me say SEH select ID, white, name, phone, email from contact where where first name like what? Like this SK. Like SK. SK is what? Percentage search key. Search key is what we are getting it from there. Perfectly fine, right? Simple return statement, right? Control S. Let me save it. Now to my right, the one which today 807. I go to my right HTML. So I'll say that lightning card. I'm taking a lightning card. Title equals to what? Title equals to, right? Search contact from server side controller using wire and passing parameter. Using wire passing parameter. Params. Perfectly fine. Inside this, as usual, I will take template. I will say if true, right? If true, what do you want to do? Before I do this, let me place my input field. That's where I'll be searching, right? Lightning input I'm taking lightning input. Lightning input. Type equals to search, so that in the box I get an arrow glass, right? A binoc, what do you call it? Not a binoculars, what do you call it? Bhutadam, what do you call in English? Right? Magnifier, sorry, right, I got it. So we will have a magnifier. In the box, if I don't give this type, no issues. But if I give a type, then the system will be taking formatting, right? Label. Now label equals to enter data to search. That's a label, right? Enter data to search. Perfectly. On change. On change. On change, what do you want to do? Right? On change, I want to call a function. Which function? I will say search me. So it will call search me. Perfect. Now we will write everything in the search me. Right? Now I'm coming here. If template, what is that? Right? Property dot data contact dot data. I told you data is a keyword. Data is a keyword. Remember this very well. Data are the keywords. Right? Property dot data. Then again I will take for each, for item. Let's take for item, right? One item will be called as contact, right? Okay, both names shouldn't be same, so contacts. Each from the contact, one item will be called as one record will be called as contact. Contacts dot data, right? What I'm doing for e, right? Not true. Okay, I'm making all messed up. Okay, let it be like this. Control A, right? So if true, if gives me the data, if it gives me the data, so if there is no data, this statement will not run, this line will not run. If the data is blank, if there is no data. If there is a data, then what do you want to do? Here I will go ahead and once again put a template. Template what? For each what? For the each data in the contact. Where is the data? Contact.data will give you the data. First one is if statement, or if. Now iteration I'm doing for each data, right? For each, for item, each item will be called as what? Will be called as contacts. Now what do you want to do? I want to display the contact. Right? P tag. What is that? Key. Always you have to display with a key. Key equals to, you can give any key. I will say CONTA, contact.id. ID is the key. Right? ID is the key. Now, what do you want to display? I want to display the name, phone, whatever you want to display, you can display. We have all, so I'm not breaking my head here. So I want to display contact.name. Contact.name I'm displaying. Perfectly fine. Suppose if true, if false, that means right, if error. Right? Template what? If true, I'm writing outside. If true what? Right? If true is contact.error. The way we have a contact.data, similarly we will have error. This contacts is, you can put CON, you can put A, B, 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 C, 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 C. Yesterday we are placing it, if you remember. This is mostly we use the object name itself in the real time. That's the reason I'm showing in that way. Similar format. You can put A, then A dot data, A dot error. Here it's error. Error. If it's error, right? Then what? Show me the error message. Error. 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 What is error? I will say error. 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 Show me the error message. I will say what? Contacts.error. Whatever the error, directly display on the page itself. That's it. Done. Either display the data. If there's a data, display the data. If not, display the error on the page directly. Perfectly fine. Control S. Now let's do the main part. That's where we have been, we were stuck right yesterday. Okay. Perfectly fine. Right. Now, let's go ahead. First is import. IMP import. Import what? Always we give the method name. I told you. You can give anything there. You can give A, B, B, B as you wish. Mostly in the real time, right? Best practice is that we give the method name. Find contacts from where, right? From where? At the rate Salesforce Apex. That's where slash the class name dot the method name. Control C. This is how you will be start defining it. Class name dot method. We have imported it. By default, I'll say comma wire track comma API. The decorators I'm taking. These are the three decorators available. Three decorators. Wire track API. Three decorators available. I'm taking all the three decorators. Right. Now let's use it. First, we have used, when you go to over here, so whatever the search text that is entered, I have to store somewhere. Let me declare a variable inside it. My variable is called search key. Search text. Let's say search text. Because this will be changing, so I will take @ track. Perfect. Track is used. Automatically track gets highlighted because track is used. Next, wire a property. I'm doing a wire a property to let you know, to make you understand, right? WIRA, wire a property. Wire a property. This is what I'm doing. Wire a property now. So for a wire, I have to use wire. @ wire. Whenever I say wire, if the wire is activated here, then only you have to understand that we are using wire. If wire is activated, that means imperatively. You have seen that imperatively is perfectly working fine. Yesterday we created an account imperatively. Imperatively is also a part of wire service, but it's a sub-service. Main wire service, sub-service is called imperation, right? Imperation, right? Using wire, there are two things. If I go back to the PPTs, wire, okay. Where is that? Server-side controller, right? Where is the server-side controller? Sorry, right. So, see, wire a property, you have a wire a function, call imperatively. Imperative is also a part of wire only, right? Imperation is also a part of wire, but right, because you have to call the decorators. Imperation is also a part of wire. Remember this. Imperation is also a part of wire. So imperation is a subtype. Wire also is a subtype of a wire. Wire has wire and imperation. Wire has wire and imperation. This whole wire is based on LDS. Whole wire is based on Lightning Data Services. It's an extension. An extension of an LDS is called wire. Extension of an LDS in LWC. Extension, extending an LDS service, right, with additional properties and function is called wire. Wire can be used directly as a wire or it can be used imperatively. Wire need decorators. Wire need decorators. Every wire function needs a decorator. Isn't that when I go here, right? First, imported a reference. Now, @wire, it's a decorator. It's a decorator. So, what are the decorators? Wire, track, API are decorators. Wire is a function. Wire is a decorator. Now, let's say that. First one, I'm doing as wire as a property. Wire what? Wire. Wire what? Wire. Wire the method. Wire a method. Whenever you are wiring a method, you can directly, that's the end actually. You can, and the system will return the data where if you say A, it will return the data to A. But in my case, this A is what now? Calling as contacts. This will store two type of data inside it. This will store two type of data. What? This will give you error or data. This will give you error or data. This will give you error or data. Always wire function returns two things. This will give you two type of data will be stored in this. By default, the name of the data, it is data. By default, the name of the error is error. Two things. That's the reason I'm saying contacts.data, contacts.error. It will give me this two. After executing the method, whatever the return statement is returning, that will be stored in this variable. You can give any name. You can give A, BBB, CCC, DDD. But in real time, so that people will understand that it's contacts. If you say A, I don't know what this A will holding what data. It is holding contact data. So why are you writing A? Can't you write contact there? That is the reason we are writing contact. But it's not must that you have to write contact. You can write AAA, BBB, CCC. Your wish, right? You can write AAA, BBB, CCC. Your wish. So it will give you types of data. It will give you. Always remember that, right? Wire. This is property. I am wiring a property. This is called as wire a property. Contact, this variable is called the property. This whole is called as wire a property. Somebody asks you, what is a wire a property? This complete is called as now wire a property. Wiring a property. Wiring a property. There are two. Wiring can be done with a function. Wiring can be done with a property. We just did wiring a property. These many days we have been doing wiring a property. Wiring a property. Whereas the property can return data or error. Property will always return data or error. Wire a property. So this is called wire a property. While wiring, I want to pass a parameter. How do you pass a parameter? Comma with a curly bracket. Yesterday also we did the same thing. How do you pass it? Right? In the controller, I have search key. a variable. That I'm bringing it here, right? Pass. If I directly say Rupam here, then Rupam will be passed, right? I want dynamic. If I directly say that search text, don't use this search text, then immediately this word search text will be passed. I said, no, actually, this is not a search text. This is a variable. So define a variable dollar define dynamic. Define that in the search text, there could be Rupam, there could be Anupam, there could be Ravi, there could be X, there could be Y. Dollar. There could be dollar. Searching, right? Control S. Now, perfect. This whole is called as wire a property. Wire a property. I'm writing the next one, which I'll do it later. Wire a function. I'll do it. For the moment, I'm not doing it. We will do it after the first. Let us see whether the wire the property works or not. Yes. Now, what I will do, we have written a function. If you remember, whenever the data is entered and on the change, call search me. Search me. Search me. Always put an event inside it. Event. What is that? Right? This dot search text equals to whatever the data that is entered there, event dot target dot value, event dot target dot value, right? So value that is entered in the template or in the LWC component, that will be passed to the search text. Once it passed to the search text, immediately it will be passed to the wire. Control S. Wire a property. We have just now did a wire a property, right? Perfectly fine. Let us go ahead and deploy everything. First, let us deploy this. Control Shift P. I have already authorized the org. If I remember, yes, I'll say deploy this to the source org. So query comma name, comma phone, comma email, from where, from contact, where, problem, select ID,
Sir, line number 6.
The first name, last name should be
oh, there's a name field, right? Not a problem, no?
in contact. We have
line number 6 semicolon missing. Semicolon missing.
See, both first name, semicolon missing. That should be the problem. Name is there. First name plus last name makes name. There's a field called as name, okay? Control S, Control Shift P, deploy this to the source org. There is a field called as name. Name equals to first name and last name. That's a field set. Okay, deployment ran successfully. Fine, that's good. Now here, come to the wire and say true. Control S. Perfectly fine. JS is also fine. Anywhere out of the, whether you are in JS, whether in HTML, wherever you deploy it, the complete component will get deployed. Deploy this to the source org. Deploy this to the source org. Perfectly done. Right click, rename, Control C. Or we are already logged in. File, setup, developer console. Right, I change it. Control S. Click on preview. So I can search anything on contact. Let me go to the contact. Let me find contacts. First name, I'm searching on the first name field only. Swati. Right? Details. What is he? Name is a field. Name equals to all these three will come. Name is equals to, right? Swati Srivastav. Right? I will take WAT. WAT. See this magnifier is coming because we have taken type. Type equals to search. WA. Right? WAT. 1 minute. Object error. Error is showing. See? Right? WAT. No. SWAT. Error. System is giving an error called object error. Looks like that somewhere we have caps, right? Somewhere we have caps mistake. Let us check it out. All the fields and everything. Search text. Search text. Search key. Let me go here. Search key. Right? Name, phone, email, right? From contact.
Sir,
What happened?
catchable equal to true you should mention. Catchable.
Perfect. Yet catchable true. That's what we forgot. Right? It will not work because one direction, right? Whenever you're pulling a data, right? You're receiving a data, you always has to give catchable true. CACH, CACHEABLE. It's spelling CACHEABLE. Catchable equals to true. Perfect. Got it. Control S. We have to use this. Control Shift P. Deploy this to source org. Any other caps on and off mistake? Just keep on checking it. List of find contacts. I'm once again checking it everywhere because that we will be always making a mistake. Find contacts. That's the reason I'm copying everywhere. Okay, let's see. If still it doesn't work, then we'll check the mistakes where it is. Right? SWA. Now it's coming up. See? WA. A. Rosemary. Everywhere A is there. In Pat, first name A is there. Andy A is there. Stella A is there. Lauren A is there. B. You will say BB. B. Right? AA. No. Right. WA. Any keyword you can search. See that? H. John Bond. System is working. Right? What we have just written. Same thing yesterday I was trying to do. Wire. Here we are searching. Passing the parameter. What the class is doing? It's taking the parameter and it's searching and it's giving it back. Same thing yesterday I was trying to do. Getting the parameter, creating a contact or creating a passenger and giving back what? The result, saying that success or failure. Here the result is whole, complete data. There it was just a text that I was passing. If you remember, try to correlate. Same thing we tried to do yesterday. Right? You might be thinking that Rupam, you should use sketchable true. Maybe you just need to try there. Yesterday also in that same thing, it's working. Don't put inside a function because already, right, wire is an inbuilt function. Wire is an inbuilt function. Right? Always it should be within the main function, not in the sub function. Now this is called as wire a property. Perfectly fine. Now what is next? Now we will learn wire a function. What is a wire a function? Same thing. Let me take it. Extension of wire a property to write a function is called wire a function. So what I'm doing? Wire. Calling the method, passing the field, and the data will be passed to where? to this contact. You can push it to the next line also, no issues. Like this also you can push it. I'm keeping same. So this is the wire and it's a wire property. Both are actually wire property. But whenever I extend the property with a bracket like this, see the color has changed. Now this has become a function. I will say in the bracket, I know that it will give me what? It will give me two things. I told you, if you remember the diagram, this will give me two things, data or error. Contact will give me two things, data or error. That's where I'm splitting. Error, comma, data. See the difference here. Directly I'm taking an error from here. Now I'm splitting the error and data. Error and data. And then what I'm doing is that I'm writing a function like this. See, I'll write a function inside this bracket. I'm writing a function inside this bracket. I will say if data, whatever the if that I'm doing here, if data is there, then only show. If data is there, that exactly what I'm writing here itself. If data. If the data is there, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I will create, right? The way I've created a track, I will create one more field. I will say track record at the rate track track recor a field called as a variable called as records. Track 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 errr. If you have a doubt, you can take it anything. recc track recc. If there is a data, then what? This dot what? recc. Oop, control Z. This dot rec equals to data. Suppose data is not there, there's a null, then this dot what? error equals to error. Whatever that if statement that I did in the template, whole thing I'm doing here. If, right? Else, suppose if the data is there, right? See, any one of them, remember this. If the data is there or if the error is there, this will return either this or that. Either this or that. Either this or that. So error. Now else, actually done. If you want, I can stop it, but I can still go ahead and more, right? So if you want, I can still continue, but there is no meaning on it, right? I can say if, else, if it's error, fine. This is called as what? Wire a function. Wire a function. Extending a property to write a function so that now where my data is stored? My data is stored where? My data is stored in this two. For the moment, what I'm doing, right? Because let's see, I'm just disabling wire a property. Now, same result I will get with wire a function. Where my data will be stored? My data will be stored in RECCCCC. My data will be stored where? In RECCCCC. In this, the data will be stored. Right? In this, the data will be stored. In this, my data will be stored. Right? Able to understand, guys? Yes or no? Right? Yes. Now, my data will be in data. So what I will do? I will modify this also. Let me not disturb this so that you guys, because I'm showing two at a time, right? So I'm not disturbing the earlier one, okay? I'm not disturbing the earlier one, right? This is where this is my, right? The first one, I will say that this is using, those who are not able to understand can please, right? Let me know. I will say, right? Using the result from wire property. This whole one. Next one. Using wire function. Now again, I will do the same thing. What I will do, I'm copying this guys, almost everything, but I'll change it, don't worry. Right? Complete. Complete program. Oh, complete program. Template ends. Right. Let me reduce the space. So search label button will as it is. If true, it's not contact.data. It's what? If true. Where is my data stored? My data is stored in RECCC. For each RECCC, right? For each, actually, I don't need it or this also, right? Remove it. Why we need? Already we are doing if there, no? This part already we did there, right? In my program already I said if data, then data is this. So already I'm checking. Why should I check it second time again here? So directly I can say template if data, or else error, or else not contact.error. Where is my error? My error is in ERRR. My error is in ERRR. So on the screen, either the data will be printed or the error will be printed. On the screen, the data will be printed or error will be. Using from wire function, using result from this. Just remove the line number 3 and line number 17. Just remove line number 3 and line number 17. Then this program will get activated. Any one program should work. Any one program should work. Can I make it both the program work? Yes. Activate both, both will work. So now you see that this is wire function. Control C. What is that? Extending a property to write a function is called wire function. That is the only difference. Here we are stopping in the property. Here the property is getting extended with data or error. The property we are extending with what? Right? We are extending with what? Data or error. Right? Property we are extending with what? Data or error. Here, data or error. Right? And then what we're doing? Then we're writing a function. This is the function. I can push it to the next line also, not a problem. But just to show you that there is a continuation. Right? Function. And you can proceed. If data, then this dot record equals data. If error, then this dot is equals to error. Control S, Control S, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Deploy to the source org.
Sir, I have one question.
Question, please go ahead.
Sir, why this error is there in data? Because these are two different parameters. How can an error can be catch if data is not there? Like if condition is there on line number 17, if there is data, then how we can catch error? For error, there should be different if.
Yes, you can. For error, you can have a different if, right? That is the reason
Yeah.
I was about to continue. I told you that I will
Okay.
continue with that, right? So,
Okay.
okay, if you want, you can continue it because data will have a data. It will never have an error, right? Error will
Yes.
have an error. So I will say else if, okay, let me complete that. Else if what? Else if what? Else if error. Control C. Okay, let's continue your, right? Then this dot error equals to error. Here I will cast the error. This dot error. ERR equals to, or you can remove this line, guys. Right? Error equals to what? Right? Error. Control C, Control V. Perfect. This is done. Perfect. Obviously, if there's error, there'll be no record. Right? There'll be no record. So if there is no record, I will say, right? Because there I'm not checking. System will try to display the record, but record will be undefined. So that's the reason I'm saying, right? This dot record also. RE. C. Oh, this dot record. Same. This dot record. Right? This dot record is equals to, right? What? Undefined. I will enter a text. Undefined. This dot undefined. Right? Undefined. Because why I'm defining this? The reason is that if there is an error, right? Error will be displayed here, but he's checking whether the data is there or not. That means every time the system will be expecting a data, it will be expecting record. If it doesn't find a record, it will throw an error on the screen. This error plus this template will also result in error. So that's the reason I'm saying, yes, this record has a data. What is that? Undefined data. Undefined means null. That's how it is taken. Control S. Control Shift P. Now you're happy, right? Definitely data will not contain error. Data will contain data. Error will contain error. I'm deploying it. Perfectly fine. It ran to the source org. Right? Hope everything is fine. It's the same thing. Let me go ahead and refresh the page. Right? Because we already started displaying the error, right? Because there is no if, right? Already, if you go to the template, blank. Only when the error comes, it will display. So that's the reason system is showing error here. SW, see, it's working. Swati, Rose, JA, Jack, Jane, Jake, Srujan. In Srujan also J is there. In Srujan also J is there. Whether I do it in this way, whether I do it, this is working now. It is working with wire function. This is called wire function. The earlier one was wire property. Extending a property to write a function, we call them as wire function. A property, wiring a function. Now you understood? Wiring a property, wiring a function. Clear? Right? At least with this class, you should have a clarity. Wire. Whenever you're using a wire decorator, we are using it. Wire is a decorator. Wire what? Right? Wire, we are wiring a method. What type of wiring you are doing? You are wiring a property. Here it is. It's a property. Both. I want to enable both. Oh, Control Z. Sorry. I'm enable both now. That's the reason I created separate variables. Search text. Now I've enabled both. There also I'm enabling both. Both are enabled. Both are added separately. So how many results you'll get? You'll get two results on the screen. Two results you'll get on the screen. Using a wire property, using a wire function. You're getting a same result. But when you write a function like this, we call it as wire function. Right? Is that? Here it is. Wire property, wire function. Woof, you might need to refresh. What happened? Right? Original error. Fatal. Wait, what happened? Through an error, LWC component wire target property or a method through an error during a provisioning. Right? Same. What happened? Let's check it out. Wire a contact, search, right? Okay. We are wiring the same method twice, no? That's the reason. Same method twice. Where? Right? That is the reason it's giving error. Same method twice you're erroring. Same data, it is also returning in contacts. Right? Okay, let me take CT. Let me take with CON or AAA. Right? AAA. I told you we can take anything. Let's see. Control Shift P. Deploy to the same. Let us wire the same method, but get the, I'm making it different. Both wire a property and wire a function has the same variable. So that's the reason I'm changing the variable. One with contact, another with AAAA. Because anywhere I'm not using AA, from the AA I'm transferring the data, right? Refresh. Perfect. So that, right? If I type SA, see, both the results are coming. Both are giving me the same result. There are two search buttons. Why? Because in the second also I have used the same code I have copied. No. Here also there is a search. Here also there is a search. That's the reason it's showing two to search. Because I thought to make it individual, standalone. To search. That's the reason two searches are coming there. Both are working. Whenever you want to work both, then change the name. See, one is contact, one is AAA. But same thing. Everything is same till here. This line is same. You can see that. The only thing is that there it says contact, here it says AAA. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? What is a wire property, wire function? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Others, what is a wire property? Whenever I'm using @wire, the wire is enabled. That means if this wire is enabled at line number 1, then we are using a wire function. That means somewhere I should have @wire. If I'm not using wire, then it's imperatively. Not directly calling the wire. I'm imperatively. Same thing yesterday I was trying to do. I was passing the parameters. As soon as I pass the parameters, system will immediately create an account and it will give the response back and it will store in that, in this only one ID or whatever, the result return statement we are giving. It will store that. Right? We will stop here today. Right? Please go ahead and see yesterday's why with the wire it was not working. Imperatively, on the whole net, if you search, right, I'm just letting you know, by the way, right, the whole net, if you search, you will get only imperative like this, create. You will never, at least this is what you will not be able to get, and that is what I was trying to do yesterday. Here also same. It's a class name. On the class name I was passing CCC, right? Automatically this should be, as soon as the data is passed to this name, phone, right, it is going to the method. In the method, these variables are passed. Immediately the method should execute, and method should give me what? It should create a passenger or a contact or account. That's what I was trying to do. But mostly in the real time, we do it. All the creation, deletion are always done imperatively. However, you can try creation and deletion here also. For deletion, create a server-side controller, create a method. In the method, pass only single parameter called ID, delete the ID. Delete the ID. That's what. If you delete, so you can try to work in this way. It should be working, because if it's working in that way, there in the today's example also we passed what? Same thing, we passed the search parameter. Here we passed 1, there we passed 3. If you have a doubt, yesterday's class, then pass only 1, last name, because for creating of a contact, or okay, this is a passenger, no? First name is required. Name field is required, or whichever is required. Only the required field, pass it. Understood what I'm saying? Yes or no? Today's example and yesterday's example is same, right? Yesterday we tried to do with this, and this is not working. Not working. Whereas imperative is working. It's creating an account. It's creating a passenger. Yesterday you have seen working. This piece is working. That piece is not working. Have a research. Look on it. See whether you can create or not. Right? Tomorrow. So today's class. Before we go to tomorrow's one. Right? Today's class. What is wire a property? What is wire a function? Everyone clear? Anybody has any questions? I don't want, because these are the questions they will ask in interview. What is a wire? Wire is an inbuilt service available in LWC, which is an extension of LDS. LDS extension with additional properties and functions. A wire is created, right? Wire is a decorator. What are the decorators available? There are 3 decorators available: @wire, @track, @API. Right? What is a wire function? Right? Wire can be done in 2 ways. How can you implement wire? Wire can be implemented in 2 ways: wiring a property, wiring a function. Right? Whenever you wire a property, what is that? You declare a variable and pass the data. All the wire data, you pass it to a variable, is called wire a property. That means when you go this method, the method is returning some data. That data I'm storing where? In this contact. There are 2 types of data will be stored. There will be 2. One is the code data, one is the error. In single word, what is in wiring a property? Right? Passing a data or an output result to a variable in a function is called wire a property. What is a wire a function? Writing a function on the variable is called wire a function. Wiring, right? Wire a function. What is that? Wiring are a method or an inbuilt wiring a method, right? Wiring a method and passing a data to a variable with a function. Writing a function is called wiring a function. You are wiring the method, the data is being passed to this AAA. On the AAA, you're writing a function. On the variable, you're writing a function. That means it's no more a variable, it's a function. This is called as wiring a function. Right? That's it for today. Tomorrow, no class. Tomorrow, no class. Next class will be on Friday. Today, 12 o'clock, I'm going for a dental surgery. Those who missed the first declaration, right? 10th July session 10 video not received. 6th July video. Okay, I will check it out. Right? Which video you have not received? 6th July video not received. Okay, 6th July. Fine, I'll check it out, guys. Right? Anybody has any questions? Anything? Guys, able to understand? Yes. Yes or no? Yes or no?
I have it.
Tell me.
So when to go for wiring a property and when to go for wiring a method? What case, in what business case we have to use?
See, this is whenever you don't want to perform the check on the template. See, here I'm not performing the check on the template, whether the data is there or not. In the earlier case, I was checking up, I'm performing a check if the data is there. Here, I'm directly taking the data and placing it in an iteration. Before iteration, I'm not checking whether the iteration has a data or not. Whenever you don't check, we write wire a function. Wire a function. Whenever you want to perform the check on the data before it goes to the template, we write wire function. Whenever we check the data on the template, not on the JavaScript, like this, inside the contact, whether it's a data there or not, I don't know. That I'm checking where in the template you can see that. If the data exists, then show the iteration. That is the business case where you have to take what. In single word, it's your wish. In the second case, you see that I'm not checking if the data exists or not. I'm directly going inside the iteration. I'm directly going with the iteration. You can see that for each or iteration, or in other word, iteration or loop. I'm going into the loop, all the data in the loop. Because this contains data or not, I'm already checking in the function. If data, then assign data. Else, if it's error, then record will contain undefined. That's it. With the function itself, I'm checking. So whenever you want to check in the, then we write wire function. Whenever you want to check on the template, then we write wire a property. Right? Mostly we write a property in real time. Wire a function also you can write, but mostly we write what? Wire a property. Quite simple. 90% of the case in the real time, it will be wire a property. Right? Any question, guys? Any question? Guys, able to understand? Yes or no? I'm asking this question again every time. This is the toughest part you're doing. Moreover, this part LWC is not stable. LWC is all beta, 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 beta. You know what is a beta? Yes or no? Have you heard about beta word?
Yes.
LWC component, right? What is a beta?
Those are not fully implemented. They are just giving it not generally
Test
available.
version or something. Not generally available. So exactly this is what it is. LWC component reference. This is doing, you're taking all the beta, beta, beta. This is the beta version that we are taking it. Right? This is the complete LWC we have. As you go down in the LWC, you'll be able to see that I'll be showing you most of them will say beta, 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 beta. Everywhere you will say beta. That means they are testing it. Right? This is your complete LWC guide currently as of available today. Right? As of available today. Right? As of available today. I'll walk you through this. Don't worry. Most of them, this is what you'll be referring to. And I'm covering most of it. 90% of it's what it's there. I'm covering it. Currently, this is your Bible. All the Bible. If you come here, you'll not be able to understand anything. Don't worry about it. I'm just showing you in case you need it. Right? So Any questions? We will come there. I will show you all these things, whatever we are doing at Salesforce UI. We have taken a UI. Let me open it. Salesforce LWC components. See UI. Oh, why I'm going to blog. Any other questions, guys? Right? Any questions on this? Don't go to the document. You'll not be able to understand anything. You'll start breaking your head and that's it. I'm just trying to show something to you. That's the whole thing. Beta interface and everything, right? I'll show you all this when it comes. All these API features, most little, all with beta, everything. 30 to 40% of the document will be saying beta. This is a beta version. So that is the reason some of the navigations are not working. Those messages are not working because they are on the beta version, right? So that's it for today. Let's meet on Friday. We'll continue. So till then, have a nice and wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye.